Thousands of federal workers are caught in the crossfire. So what services could survive and who could ultimately lose their jobs? We're going to break that down for you.
A live pipe bomb found at a Northwest Side apartment complex, safely handled, but questions remain this morning. Who put it there and why?
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Do not adjust your sets, ladies and gentlemen. We have a substitution to announce here.
Just a quick change.
This is like a line shift in hockey.
Exactly.
We're good to go.
It's okay. We got Shelby
ready.
Ivertowski in the building right now. Okay, so talk to us. We got 66 degrees outside on this first day of October.
Yeah, I know you're not joking, or it's not mistaken. We're waking up in the 50s and 60s for most of us. And despite our temperatures this morning, it is going to be a little warmer this afternoon. We're at 57 degrees in Junction and Fredericksburg, 66 right now in San Antonio. So our air temperature, this is still a little cooler than what our average temperature is, but it's still very seasonable. We're waking up in the 50s and 60s. It's giving us a little more of those fall-like conditions with our dew point temperatures still sitting in those 40s and 50s. So some folks might still be feeling a little muggier, especially as you go near the coastal plains. Even in San Antonio, our dew point temperature is sitting at 55. But here's the thing. Throughout the day today, that humidity does have a chance to decrease. We're getting to about 94 degrees for our peak temperature, still maintaining, though, the clear skies. So it is still going to be a beautiful day for most of us. But here's the thing. Although our temperature is still going to be 94 today, that is actually above average for our afternoon temperature. Our average is sitting in the 80s, and most of the country, in fact, is going to be above average, including San Antonio, going all the way up to the high plains, the Northeast, even portions of the Pacific Northwest near Seattle have the chance to be above average. I'll talk about what's causing the above average temperatures coming up in just a bit. But RJ, if people are going out and about this morning, how's it looking?
Yeah, Shelby, things starting to get very busy. Good morning to all of our folks out there. Appreciate you guys being with us. 35, we've been talking about this. Look at the backup that we're already seeing for all of our traffic coming south right now, north of downtown. We're also going to see a pretty good buildup of traffic that's going to be headed inbound to downtown on the I-10 west east, or excuse me, I-10 east coming in. So some options here. Fredericksburg Road, that'll take you over to San Pedro. That will also get you over to Main Avenue. Those are just a couple of different ways to kind of navigate through what we're going to see later on today. So if you're about to step outside and you're coming in from the Woodlawn area, keep that one in mind because the near northwest side of town is going to be affected, and also our traffic north of downtown. Take a look right here. This is going to be 410 going east at Broadway Street. We're already seeing some heavy buildup here. This is going to be construction related. So this is going to be now past McAllister Freeway, Highway 281, stretching to parts of McCullough, and obviously this one stretch over here by North Star Mall. So if you're headed out to the airport, keep that in mind. We are seeing a lot of activity right now on 410 east right there at Broadway Street, affecting also our traffic at Nacogdoches. This is going to be a major backup as well. We're looking at about a 45-minute delay at this point. 35 Selma all the way down past Topper Wine now. So I've been saying earlier you could take O'Connor, Lookout roads, but look at that backup that we're seeing at this moment. Let's go to Alex now and see how things are looking in Drive Cam. He's made his way out to the northeast side. Alex, what can you tell us?
RJ, good morning and happy October. Yeah, well, no rush in getting things scary early on this October, because check it out, we have a big backup over here. This is the biggest slowdown that I've seen so far, 35 northbound, and it's construction slowing all the way from Evans Road all the way down to Judson Road now. Packed lanes. I'm actually going to exit early. I'm going to exit at 1604 and get around this. So just a heads up over here, not looking good, RJ.
Yes, as we've been talking about now, about an hour delay for all of our drivers headed 35 north past Live Oak. Guys, back to you.
Well, it's official. We got the government shutdown is underway. Right now, you're taking a live look at Washington, D.C. This is where lawmakers are still trying to figure out a deal following that shutdown that began around 11 p.m. Central Time last night.
All right, so this morning now we're about a little more than 7 hours into it. And as you can see there, President Trump and Congress failed to strike an agreement to keep government programs and services running by Wednesday night's deadline.
So our Patty Santos has been digging into this a little bit this morning, and she's breaking it down with what this means for you. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning, guys. So roughly 750 federal workers are expected to be furloughed and many offices are going to be closed. Some 38,000 of those federal workers, by the way, live here in the San Antonio, New Braunfels area. Some key parts of the Affordable Care Act are set to expire soon, including subsidies that help millions afford health insurance. Now, without a deal in Washington, premiums could rise nationwide. Democrats are pushing to extend the funding, but some Republicans haven't joined the talks and are urging President Trump to hold off. Now, even if the government partially shuts down, some programs will keep running: Medicare and Medicaid, air traffic control, and federal student aid. But new grants won't be issued and some payments could be delayed. At national parks, though, it's still unclear what's going to happen there. Joaquin Castro posted about the shutdown on X, saying, quote, "Republicans control the House, Senate, and White House. They have only themselves to blame for a shutdown. They need to negotiate with House Democrats to pass a budget, stop a shutdown, and protect health care for American families." Texas Senator John Cornyn said, quote, "This shutdown has nothing to do with health care. It's all about Leader Schumer's progressive base." In reaction to the shutdown, one of the biggest employers in San Antonio, USAA, says it's ready to step in and help members who may miss a paycheck. The San Antonio-based financial giant will offer no-interest loans equal to one net paycheck up to $6,000 for eligible federal workers. USAA says it will notify members as soon as applications are available, which can be done online through the app or by phone. And during Trump's first term, the nation endured its longest ever shutdown, 35 days, over his demands for funds to Congress, which Congress refused to provide to build his promised U.S.-Mexico border wall. So it's not the first time, guys. Japhanie?
Thank you, Patty. Northeast ISD may soon be forced to tighten its cell phone policy. The district says that it received letters from a state legislator and the Texas Education Agency, which is now receiving the policy and reviewing it. Currently, students can use phones during passing periods, but the TEA is also pushing for a full-day ban. NEISD says that that contradicts earlier guidance and undermines local decision-making. The board will discuss the issue at its meeting. It's taking place Monday, October the 6th. And new this morning, we had an arrest has been made in a deadly shooting that we've been following since it happened on Monday night. Here's a look right now at the suspect in this case. This is 23-year-old Dominic Ivan Juarez. According to an affidavit, he called police after the shooting and turned himself in. Now, this is video right here from the scene at that North Colorado and Ruiz on the west side, where they found a man shot several times. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Juarez being charged right now with murder.
So questions remain this morning after a tense situation for neighbors on the northwest side. A live pipe bomb was found at an apartment complex. So this happened off I-10 near Huebner Road. Now, San Antonio police say a maintenance worker found the suspicious device yesterday morning in a grassy area at the complex. The bomb squad was able to safely dispose of the device after it was determined to be live, and nobody was hurt. Right now, we don't know how the device got into that complex to begin with. This morning, police so far have not arrested anyone.
This morning, Bexar County Sheriff's investigators are hoping that someone's cell phone video can help them solve the weekend murder of a 17-year-old girl. Deputies say that Eliana Huerta was shot and killed while leaving a house party off of Lucky Road early Sunday. That party, spread across an abandoned home lot, drew dozens of high school students and young adults. Investigators found empty beer bottles and glow sticks scattered throughout the area.
We don't know if she was actually involved in the fight. We do know that she was in the vicinity.
Detectives believe that the suspect took off in a dark-colored pickup truck. And they say with so many teens at the party, someone is likely to have recorded some video, and they're urging anyone who has it to come forward.
This morning, a woman wants to honor her sister who was killed after a man allegedly opened fire at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino last weekend in Eagle Pass.
How could he do something like this, not caring that what he did took the mother of 5 children away, a wife, a daughter, a sister.
So that's the sister of Alicia Sanchez. Sanchez, along with Marcus Antley, lost their lives while 5 others were injured. Angelia Sanchez says that her sister was a bright light. Her family is taking comfort in knowing how much people loved her. The family wants to thank everyone for the outpouring of support. Right now, they are planning Alicia's funeral.
A plea deal for the woman caught on camera hitting a puppy multiple times. You're going to remember back in January, Animal Care Services confirmed that Havana Miller was seen in the widely shared video hitting her 3-month-old poodle. In February, Miller was conformably indicted on a felony animal cruelty charge. And now she faces up to 10 years punishment and up to a $10,000 fine for third-degree felony. That could include probation or jail time. She's expected to be sentenced at the end of this month on October the 28th. Discipline records obtained by KSAT investigators show that 2 San Antonio police officers have been suspended for using excessive force earlier this year. In late June, Officer Jordan Healer pulled a handcuffed woman from her car, from his patrol car, causing her to fall and injure her arm in late June. And he also failed to report the injury to his supervisor and was suspended for 30 days. He completed that suspension on August 16th. And then in a separate case back in March, Officer Eloy Cuellar was caught on camera punching a man 6 times while making an arrest downtown. He received a 15-day suspension, which he did finish September the 7th. The department says it takes these matters very seriously and are reviewing the policies practices.
It's a warm morning for some of us here in San Antonio, but we're going to continue to see the warmer conditions persist this week and next week. I'll talk about what's causing the warmer temperatures coming up in just a bit.
Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban calling it quits after nearly 20 years of marriage. Up next, we got a first look at what led to the split.
Even just a simple gesture, hi, a wave, a smile, can make a difference. And I do this to help people out.
She calls it yard work with a purpose, mowing lawns for neighbors who once served our country. Why one San Antonio woman's simple act of kindness is saving veterans more than just money.
614, welcome back. Keeping San Antonio kids breathing. We got a free program helping to lower hospitalizations and missed school days among kids who suffer from asthma.
So our Patty Santos shows us how the program is working for one family.
There is nothing like seeing your 3-year-old child not being able to run around with other children because they get out of breath so easily.
On this morning, Keisha Johnson is getting a follow-up visit from an asthma specialist with San Antonio's Metro Health.
How many days of school has she missed over the last year, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, we were at a scary point. She was missing days repeatedly.
For the last 2 years, Paul Kloppy has been visiting Johnson's home to help keep her 8-year-old daughter's asthma under control.
Previously, we had gotten as high as 22, 26. We had 34 days missed in one school year, and it was all due to health-related reasons, her asthma flaring up to points we couldn't control it.
And what is it now?
Now, last school year, we missed 8 days. And of those 8 days, I'd say only 3 of those were asthma related.
She credits the free SA Kids Breathe Children's Asthma Program for the improved lifestyle.
To make sure that my home wasn't triggering my child, simple things like changing your laundry, using more all-natural products to ensure that those excess chemicals aren't triggering your child's asthma.
Also important, teaching her how to properly use the medication.
Medicines and how they're used can be a lot of troublesome because nobody teaches how to use an inhaler. Simple device, we think we know how to use it, but just a few techniques using things like spacers can make a big difference in how much the medicines get into the lungs.
Kloppy is one of 5 community health workers who make home visits. About 150 kids are enrolled in the program that started in 2019. Kloppy and the staff work with medical providers, apartment managers, and school nurses to help the child.
We want that healthy child running, playing, keep them in school, keep them out of the emergency room, using their medicines correctly, and just enjoying life.
Okay, so listen, the program is available to San Antonio and Bexar County children who are under 17 years old. And as Keisha and any parent can tell you, the cost of having your child's asthma under control is really in the thousands, to include ER visits and just the medication itself that you need.
One of my kids went through that, and albuterol and the nebulizers and everything, it adds up. So
yeah. So this is
Great
one program families can take advantage of.
For sure. All right, Patty, thank you for that. Okay.
All right, let's get to the roadways with RJ. RJ, as many people are trying to get up and get the kids out the door.
Yes, absolutely. And we have got a lot to get to. And let's go ahead and give you an update on the situation right here. 35, again, southbound traffic. That's going to be affected. We have alternating lane closures over here by Martin and also Flores Street. So again, I've been kind of mentioning to folks that you could take Culebra, Fredericksburg Road. That'll get you north of downtown. You could go south to San Pedro, also Main Avenue. But you see that we already seen a significant backup there for all of our folks coming on 35 South at this moment. This continues to be a bit of a major delay at this time, about a 15-20 minute delay right now for all of our folks coming eastbound traffic. Broadway Street, you see some of the backup is now building past 281 over to McCullough and the North Star Mall area. So that area being very busy this morning. Take you real quick down to the northeast side of town where we're giving you another look here. Basically slow going traffic here, about an hour delay for all of our folks that are making their way past Live Oak over to Selma and Evans Road. Let's go to Alex right now on Drive Cam and see how things are looking on the ground. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, the far north side still looking all right. I'm on 281 southbound just past 1604, and right now there's no crash incidents to report over here on this side of town, RJ.
Okay, let's go to Shelby now with a check of the weather. Sort of pitch hitting now for Justin Horn.
Yeah, RJ, and today expect most of us to continue to see what we've been seeing over the last week or so. Very much copy paste for the weather, but I did want to show you this. This is that water vapor satellite imagery. Basically what it does is it allows us to see how much moisture or dry air is actually in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And zooming in on and focusing on areas of San Antonio, we see that orange color. That's really that dry air moving down into areas of South Texas. And here's why. We have an area of high pressure allowing that to get pushed down into areas of South Texas, but there's also another high pressure just near the Great Lakes that's also allowing some of that moisture to really stay away from us, and that's going to allow our temperatures today to be in those 90s, but it's going to be not a humid 90 degrees. We're expected to get to about 94 degrees in San Antonio, just to the south and just down the I-35 corridor. A few folks, which is normally a few degrees warmer, are expected to be in the mid to upper 90s. A little cooler as you get to the hill country, but some folks across the country, because of those two areas of high pressure, will continue to be on the warmer side. We're talking 87 degrees in St. Louis, 86 in Omaha, even 82 degrees in areas of Albuquerque. And today, most of the country, in fact, is going to be above average for most of the day today, even as we go throughout the weekend and even into next week because of that high pressure. We're talking 14 degrees above their average temperature in areas near Minneapolis, 11 in Omaha, but there's a little bit of a change in the weather pattern. An area of low pressure will make its way closer to San Antonio and even through the central portion of the country, allowing for some folks to see some cooler temperatures. But for us in San Antonio, we're talking about temperatures just sitting in the 60s, even in the 70s for some folks in the morning. So not much of a difference for us here in San Antonio, but still about a 10% chance of some rain on Monday. So, I mean, baby steps, but we'll take the rain chances when we get it.
All right, you got to just ask Justin.
Just ask Shelby.
I've never done the Just Ask Justin. This is the first time I'm seeing it. So on October 1st of what year did Henry Ford release his popular Model T to the American public? A, 1903, B, 1908, C, 1912, or D, 1920?
All right.
We'll find out.
Right.
I'm excited to learn the answer.
Right. Scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen. And again, it's Just Ask Shelby today. Here we go. We got 621 right now, 66 degrees outside.
All right, so Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are calling it quits after almost 2 decades together. So what went wrong for this seemingly perfect power couple? Coming up.
In this morning's GMA First Look, power couple Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are officially headed toward Splitsville.
All marriages are complicated.
In filings obtained by ABC News, the Oscar-winning actress filing for divorce from the Grammy-winning country star after nearly 20 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. The longtime A-list couple, seemingly the epitome of love. The two-time CMA Entertainer of the Year telling us in 2013 his family gives him inspiration for his music.
Well, they inspire so much of what I do because they hear everything. You know, Nick's hearing all the songs as they're coming in, and she lives with this record as long as I do.
When a couple that's been together for so long and you see on the red carpet looking so in love splits up, it's always pretty devastating.
And we'll have much more coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
All right, 6:25 right now, 66 degrees outside.
Yard work with a purpose, mowing lawns for neighbors who once served our country. Why one San Antonio woman's simple act of kindness is saving veterans more than just money.
Taking a live look outside with Drive Cam. Photojournalist Alex Gomez is on the roadways this morning for us. We got the update coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
All right, coming up on 6:30. Again, October the 1st, our Halloween month, our fall month. A lot of people are excited right now.
I do want to mention, by the way, our dear friend Justin Horn.
Yes.
He was playing with a little pain this morning. He wasn't feeling 100%. So how about Shelby on limited sleep coming in, answering the phone?
Clutch.
Yes, I get certain people going through Do Not Disturb, so I heard that and I'm like, I'll be there.
Yeah, no, you knew something was up because Justin typically he hangs around because he's a strong man, but he needed some time off.
Yeah. So
he's such a trooper. He powers through, and we hope he gets better. But good news is it's going to be a nice day for him to just sit either outside or even
on the
couch watching movies, as it is well deserved. Right now you're waking up with temperatures in those 60s, except in the hill country. You're waking up in the 50s, 57 degrees as you're waking up this morning in Bernie. But one thing I want to note is although our air temperature is still sitting in those 60s and 50s, the humidity levels are still in the 60% range. So some folks are still feeling that humidity this morning, but here's the thing. Not everyone's expecting to see the humidity continue throughout the day. And if those kiddos are going out and about to get ready for school today, temperatures, like I mentioned, are still going to be in those 60s by the time school is starting. And then by this afternoon, it's going to be another warm day. We're seeing those mostly clear skies for most of us. Temperatures getting into those 90s, 93 to 94 degrees expected in areas of Bexar County. But as you go to the hill country, yes, temperatures are normally a few degrees cooler, but today most of us are still going to be in those 90s. Most of us also seeing that low humidity. And here's a fun statistic. Our average last 90-degree day is October 19th. Today is October 1st. We started a new month. We have new climate data. I'll talk about what you can expect for the month, but also take a look at September with the rain chances we have coming up just in a little bit. But RJ, how's it looking outside in the roadways this morning?
It is very busy, Shelby, yes, and I checked in with Justin. He said he's good, he made it home, and he probably was not stuck in this. So this is the situation out here on the northeast side of town. This is going to be our northbound traffic coming at you. Evans Road on 35. You can see the access road, also bumper-to-bumper traffic for all of our drivers right now, northeast side of town. I just checked in with TransGuide a little while or so ago. They say that they are in the process of picking up this construction. You could see the delays that we're seeing right now. Evans, Selma, past Live Oak, past Pat Booker, over to Topperwine Roads, and there was a crash earlier by O'Connor right there at 35 northbound. That one has fortunately cleared out for our drivers in that one particular stretch. But again, we're looking at about an hour delay right now for all of our folks making their way there. Major delays right here, 35 south. We've been talking about this. Also, I-10 east going into the downtown area. We have alternating lane closures there over by Martin Street and Florida Street, as well as you could see. And this situation, we've been kind of monitoring this as well. 410 eastbound Broadway past the 281 freeway, Highway 281, if you will, headed over to North Star Mall. And this is actually where Alex Gomez is at right now. So let's check in with Alex, see how things are looking over by the airport. Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. And this is an area where we've been having construction as well for the past couple of days. But right now, it does look like we're picking up speed again. They could be wrapping things up. 410 eastbound. This is right by Broadway. And I hit this as soon as I left 281. So that 281 flyover to 410 is going to be congested as well. So far, I've been in this slowdown for about 10 minutes. But again, like I said, we are picking up speed again, RJ.
Okay, as Alex mentioned, if you are about to go to the airport, give yourself some time to make it to your flight. Guys, back to you.
Gentlemen, thank you. San Antonio firefighters battled a heavy fire on the backside of an east side home last night. Crews were able to knock down the flames in the home on Tilley Drive, but most of the house was damaged. Thankfully, everyone inside got out safely. The American Red Cross was called in to assist this family. Right now, it's still unclear what sparked that fire.
This morning, the search is on for the three men who San Antonio police say stole money from a bank. It happened at a Bank of America off of 281 near Evans Road on the north side of town. That's where SAPD says that someone pushed an employee who was working on an ATM, and we're told that 3 people inside a 2011 white BMW sped away from the scene. If you know anything that can help lead to an arrest, you're asked to call police.
Actually, this morning we are learning that surveillance video actually helped investigators track down the suspected Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino shooter. That is according to a justice of the peace in Maverick County. KSAT also obtained documents that say the suspect is accused of killing 2 people and shooting 5 others last Saturday night. The records say the shooting happened near an entrance to the casino.
The first picture that I saw was like he was inside. And then what I heard was that he went out, went to the truck, got out his weapon and started shooting people just at random.
So investigators say they still do not have a motive for the shooting, and because of an error on some of the paperwork, the justice of the peace said that the suspect, Carrion Jones, you see right there, will have to be re-magistrated. Jones is being held at the Maverick County Jail on a $4.5 million bond. So this morning, we're a little more than 30 days or 5 more Tuesdays until the election. And now people around Bexar County are trying to figure out where they stand on the plan to build a downtown sports and entertainment district, which would include a new Spurs arena.
So that's what leaders plan to discuss at the community meetings over the next month. Last night, the Hot Wells Mission Reach Neighborhood Association and the Mission San Jose Neighborhood Association teamed up to have their own meeting about Project Marvel, and about 50 people showed up.
So KSAT wants to make sure that voters understand what is on the Bexar County ballot. They will decide whether to raise the county hotel and venue tax to fund a new Spurs arena and improvements to county facilities. So the hotel tax would go from 1.75% to 2%, while the 5% short-term rental tax would stay the same. Prop A would use venue tax money, about $192 million, to upgrade existing facilities like the Freeman Coliseum, the Frost Bank Center, and the Stock Show and Rodeo Grounds. Prop B would use around $311 million from the tax fund to help fund a new downtown Spurs arena. So later today, Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai is hosting a public forum on the Coliseum Complex venue project, and we are planning to be there. If you would like to attend, this will happen at the Freeman Coliseum this evening from 6 to 8.
The spotlight is now on a controversial development in northwest Bexar County, and it's called the Guajolote Ranch. It adds about 3,000 new homes in the Jolotes area, and it would also require rebuilding or building a wastewater treatment plant. Now, critics think that could pollute drinking water for 2.5 million people, so they want local leaders to stop the project. And now, 2 of them went to the site and spoke with the residents for their concerns.
Right now, me and my team have been working on getting the facts straight, working with this alliance, working with the city, and working with the developer to figure out what are the truths here. Because if it impacts our water, then yeah, I'm going to be concerned about it.
Yeah, it is important to note that the developer, Lennar, says that they have plans in place to prevent pollution of the Edwards Aquifer and San Antonio's drinking water. For now, it's up to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, and soon is expected to decide whether to allow the developer to build the wastewater treatment plant. Well, it was ravaged in the July 4th floods, and now we're learning a well-known restaurant in Kerrville closing its doors. The July 4th floods took a toll on Kerrville's 1011 Bistro, and now the restaurant is closing for good. For 13 years, it was a popular spot along the Guadalupe River for locals and visitors alike. And owner Thomas Valdez says that despite receiving a grant from Lit Fund after the floods, restoring the business was too costly. Lit Fund says that it has helped about 300 Hill Country businesses and workers and is still accepting applications for loans and grants at litfund.com.
All right, to some more morning headlines. A South Carolina deputy is suspended without pay after video showed him drawing a gun on a group of teenagers on Hilton Head Island. So it's not clear how all of this started, but the deputy right there can be seen approaching with his gun drawn. The deputy then takes a bag from one of the boys, and right about here, a scuffle ensues. The deputy's name has not yet been released, but local officials are now investigating to see if criminal charges are warranted. Refugees, people in the U.S. under asylum, and immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children are among those who will no longer be able to get or renew their commercial driver's licenses. That's the word from the Texas Department of Public Safety. It says that this is about keeping the roads safe. Now, to be clear, CDLs are used to drive vehicles for business purposes like buses or trucks carrying products. Last week, the president issued a policy to, quote, drastically restrict non-citizens from getting CDLs and threatened to withhold funding from states that do not comply. And President Trump announced a plan aimed at lowering drug prices in the U.S. That includes creating a new website where people can find discounted medicines and a deal with the drug manufacturing giant Pfizer to lower many drug costs. Pfizer says it will also expand manufacturing in the U.S. and sell some of its specialty brand drugs at 50% off.
Today is October 1st, which means we ended another month, the first month of fall. We got to 100 degrees, believe it or not, but we're not tracking any warmer temperatures, just some very light rain chances next week. I'll break down your weekend forecast coming up.
Mowing yards free of charge for people with health issues, financial problems, or veterans. And that's what my friend Ms. Margie there does on a weekly basis. Coming up on GMSA, I have just why she does this yard work with a purpose. All right, welcome back at 6:42. Okay, so these men that you see right here are the reasons why this woman that you see right here does what she does for the Solana Ridge neighborhood, and that is yard work with a purpose. Just for context, this is her husband and 3 sons, veteran, active duty Marine. Now, giving back to those who gave so much for our country by mowing yards, and even though that seems like a simple gesture, let's crunch the numbers real quick, okay? Now, according to Precise Irrigation SA, we got a basic lawn service can cost between $50 and $150, a price that can add up spending that every 2 weeks. And my friend, Miss Margie Gomez here, drops that price down to $0 for those in need, especially our vets. And I had the chance to help her out one morning. Cutting my grass, very therapeutic, especially if it's on a cooler day.
Yes.
You cut other people's grass for free anytime they need it, especially for our veterans. So that tells me that this is more than just therapy for you, right?
Yes. It makes me feel good knowing that I'm helping out someone. They could use that money for something else, something they need.
You've also been doing this for several years now, right?
2017. We have a lot of veterans, a lot of people that are in need, and I'll go do that, and I won't charge.
So what you just showed me around, what do you call it again?
This is a Wooling Marathon.
Okay.
It's, I always say it's like a micro mini van.
Okay. Ms. Margie, on average, how many yards do you cut of veterans per week?
8.
Oh, wow.
8 to 10.
I'm assuming they're not small yards too, huh?
No, I have some that are pretty big.
Oh, Lord.
In like a couple of hours.
Mr. Antonio's yard looks fantastic.
It does.
Thanks to you. What is the message that you want them to take from what you do?
Spread kindness. You never know what somebody's going through. I know some people are going through things, and that's my way of giving back, and I feel happy inside.
Okay, so we actually wanted to speak with Mr. Antonio. He was the homeowner.
Yes.
He's a veteran, but he's currently battling cancer. He had just had surgery. But I know, as always, he was very thankful for Miss Margie and her services. And again, Miss Margie doesn't just do this for veterans. She does it for people who are dealing with medical situations, financial issues. So again, if you're in that Solana Ridge area, her neighborhood on the southwest side, and you see her little bitty mystery machine right there, just driving around, super cool, you can't miss it. Feel free to walk up to her and ask.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Well done. Very nice. Okay. Well, I don't know if the mystery machine's out on the roads. We'll get to traffic in a minute, but RJ has some traffic news-related stuff to tell us.
Yeah, that's right, guys, and that van definitely stands out. Good stuff there, Jeff. Well, October is National Pedestrian Safety Month. It's also the deadliest month of the year for pedestrians in our state due to fewer daylight hours and lower visibility, which will definitely make it harder for drivers to see pedestrians and keep them safe. Last October, 89 pedestrians died and another 143 were seriously injured in Texas traffic crashes. So KSAT launching its new statewide Be Safe, Drive Smart pedestrian safety campaign today to encourage drivers and pedestrians to look out for one another. And at the center of this campaign is U.S. Air Force Major Brenna Colt-Pickerel. She was a young lady there, 31 years old, a security expert at JBSA Lackland, who was jogging with her dog Daisy last fall. You see her dog there, when she was unfortunately struck by a driver while using a crosswalk. Her dad spoke to KSAT officials on her behalf.
Brenna's death was not an accident. It is a result of actions that were taken or not taken by another driver. No one wants to live through that. The families, the driver that hit her, no one wants to live through that pain. My wife and I wake up every morning and go to bed every night feeling an extreme sense of loss with the passing of our daughter.
Yes, some definitely tough words right there. Brenna died from her injuries a year ago tomorrow, leaving behind for her fiance, her parents, and their dog Daisy right there. So again, National Pedestrian Safety Month as we come back out to our maps. And one more thing we do want to let folks know about: be safe with cyclists. We know we've seen a lot of them out there, and as well with the kiddos that are making their way to and from school. Now, we do have an update here. Our first accident of the morning, a significant accident. This is going to be 90 East right here at Military over by Loop 410. So traffic is slow moving through there, but I did see a TxDOT Hero truck over there trying to assist one of the drivers. So keep that in mind for all of our drivers on the west side of town. Let's go back up to the northeast side of town, because at last check, TransGuide mentioned that they were in the process of picking up some of the construction activity right here. 35 at Olympia Parkway. You see the backup from Selma all the way down to Topper Wine Roads. Lookout Road, Nacogdoches Road. Those could be some possible options for you, but it's still going to take you about over an hour or so to just get through some of that traffic activity there. And 35 right here at Florida Street, seeing some buildup now for all of our drivers that are coming on I-10 East. This is some brand new construction that started the past couple of days. So let's talk about some alternate routes here. We're going to be looking at Fred Road. That'll get you over to Main Avenue. That'll also get you over to San Pedro. Culebra Road is also an option to make your way north of downtown and then south into this one particular spot past the downtown at the Y area. Let's check in with Alex right now. He's in 410, 281 for us over by the airport, where we had some construction activity there as well. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. And that construction has wrapped up for the morning. So 410 eastbound by the airport all the way down to Harry Wurzbach. All lanes have reopened and there's no crashes to report on the north side. So now it's about time we just ask Shelby about the weather, RJ.
There you go. Love that. And we will ask Shelby about the weather as she kind of handles some duties here, coming in the clutch for Justin Horn.
I mean, we started a new month, so with that, we have new climate data. Normally in September, we at least see a few more triple-digit days, but October is that fall-like temperature that everyone knows and loves. Traditionally, our low temperature in the morning is waking up in those 60s, peak temperature in those 80s, but by the end of the month, our peak temperature is supposed to only be in the 70s, waking up for most of us in the 50s, and traditionally, we almost see 4 inches of rain. October and September, the fall months, are traditionally one of our wettest summers or wettest falls, and traditionally some of the wettest months we see. But for us, that's not going to be the reason today. We're waking up still with temperatures in those 60s. Already by 10 a.m. and even by lunchtime, we're already in those 80s. 90 degrees is expected to already be up by 1 p.m. Our peak temperature today for most of us in San Antonio getting to about 94. Most of us staying in the mid 90s because of this area of high pressure. That's going to stick around and be the main weather maker for us, at least today, tomorrow. However, there's a bit of a change as that high pressure continues to make its way closer to San Antonio. There's a low pressure system, there's 2 actually, that might try to overpower that high pressure, giving us for a small amount of rain chances next week. It is very small, only about a 10% chance, but the rain chances are still there nonetheless. Still with that area of high pressure trying to be the main weather maker as we get into Wednesday next week. Now, how much rain are we asking and talking about? Well, where you see those light colors, that's really a 1/10 of an inch of rain. So not much for us in San Antonio. That's why we only have about a 10% chance of rain starting on Monday, a little bit as we get into Tuesday, but otherwise not much to complain about for the weather. So here's the Just Ask Justin answer. I'm trying to fill in the duties for him. So the question is, on October 1st, what year did Henry Ford release his Model T to the American public? A lot of people are thinking it's 1908. Some have 1920. Well, the answer for this Just Ask Justin question is 1908. 8.
I knew it.
The people are correct again.
So on October 1st, 1908, the first production of the Model T was completed. 15 million were built before the Model T. Cars were a luxury. The Model T originally costed about $825, which in today's money is about $18,000.
All right. Well, thank you, Shelby. Okay, we're looking at 6:51 right now, 66 degrees outside.
All right, so ahead on GMSA Plus next hour, Trader Joe's fans can get excited. The first day of the spooky month is here, and soon, too, shall be the spooky tote bags when you can get your hands on them. Coming up.
6:55 right now. Let's give you an update on the situation right here at 90 and 410. So we mapped this out. This is going to be 90 East for all of our drivers that are coming in from 1604, making their way over to Loop 410. Obviously, the Ray Ellison area. Just saw some emergency officials show up at the scene there. This is going to be our situation. 35 northbound. You see that traffic has really not cleared for the most part, and now we're starting to see some traffic build southbound. So expect some major delays, 45 minutes or so for anyone traveling on the northeast side of town. Shelby, how are we looking out there?
Well, this morning, RJ, folks are waking up in the 60s. This afternoon, expect most of us to see similar conditions. Temperatures between 91 to 95 degrees expected for portions of Bexar County, and even throughout the week. Much of the same for the weather. You're waking up with temperatures in those 60s and 70s, and the temperature increase really returns, at least for the mornings, next week on Sunday into Monday. And that also comes with at least, it's a very small chance, a 10% rain chance for us in San Antonio.
All right, latest coming down from our national news is a government shutdown. If it lasts long enough, how that can impact you. We're talking about it.
So many federal workers here in San Antonio. So RJ joins Japhanie for the next hour of GMSA Plus. We'll